Welcome to the twoprophets.org program with Edward McKinney. Today is May 23rd, Sunday. I am speaking from Big Sky, Montana, the Mountain of God. We've been doing a series of radio programs about the worship of the beast and how people worship the beast. And last week we were talking about examples on a national and state level. We were fortunate to have someone call in from California and to give examples of how the entire government system was worshiping the beast. In other words, it's a predatory governmental system, and this deals with illegal labor. And hopefully we will have Helga from California, because she phoned in last time and she is an eyewitness account to things that are happening in California regarding illegal labor and how illegal labor is actually destroying the state economy, to the point that California might have to ask other states to cover their bills. So Helga, if you're out there, please comment, please phone in, because we would certainly like to have a first-hand account. Okay. Now, pursuing this California subject and how it relates to the worship of the beast, we have people on every level of government and society who are predators. They're taking advantage of the system. And mostly they're taking advantage of middle-class workers, taxpayers, because ultimately the money all comes from middle-class workers. Now, when farmers and businessmen hire illegal laborers, they are circumventing the system. This is kind of like the mafia. The mafia circumvents the system. As a result, there is a black market or underground economy where money is exchanged, services are bought, but no taxes are paid. And today California is complaining because it's running out of tax revenue. So it wants to hike up taxes on middle-class people like you. But it would have billions of extra money if it would shut down its black market, which is the illegal labor force. When the businessmen and farmers in California hire illegals, they do it outside of the money system, the tax system. In this way, they don't pay taxes. So no taxes are collected. And we had an eyewitness account last week, Helga, who made the strong point that farmers do not pay taxes when they pay illegal laborers, because illegal laborers do not have Social Security numbers. Not only are Social Security payments not made, but all other taxes are avoided. In other words, businessmen and farmers are operating a black market, a black labor force that is outside of the tax system, and they're thieves, they're predators. They're stealing from California. And because they're stealing, they are pushing the entire tax burden onto middle-class workers. What part of the economy does farm and small business make up for? The people who hire illegals? It is an astronomical part of the California economy. This is very much like a mafia. You know, we've all seen movies and watched documentaries about how the mafia works outside the legal system. This is in order to avoid paying taxes. So there is a correlation between businessmen, corporations in California, and farmers in California who are very much like mafia. They're operating outside of the tax system in order not to pay into the tax system. The ultimate victims, as usual, are middle-class taxpayers, middle-class workers like you. And you're already overtaxed because you're supporting the whole entire system. Now, as a Christian, if you were a middle-class taxpayer and worker and you were overtaxed and struggling to pay your bills and you were in danger of losing your job because the illegals are taking jobs, you might pray to God and say, God, fix this system. Now, how would God fix this system? Because is there really, truthfully, any way to fix a system that is so corrupt that maybe one half the businesses in California and one half the farmers in California are part of the problem? They're cheating in every way they can think of. Can that system really be fixed? Because businessmen and farmers can donate a lot of money to politicians. And these politicians will refuse to fix the system because they like it just the way it is. Now, who all is part of the receiving end of corruption in states like California, where farmers and businessmen hire illegals? Well, everybody is part of the problem, is numbered among the mooches, except for the middle-class workers who are struggling to pay taxes and pay their bills. Think about it. Who exactly pays the taxes to support the system? What percent are they? And what percent of the people who just receive tax money? Well, we know that middle-class workers, like factory workers or people who mine, they pay taxes. They produce wealth. Unfortunately, this tiny class of people, this tiny group of people, is supporting everybody else. Think of all the people in society who do not pay taxes. Everybody who works for state, federal, and county government does not pay taxes. When they get a paycheck, they don't pay taxes out of their paycheck. They have a deduction, but that deduction is not going back into the system because everything they receive, their total gross amount on their paycheck, is all tax money. Teachers do not pay taxes. Their entire paycheck comes from taxpayers. People in Sacramento and Washington, D.C., they do not pay taxes. Their gross paycheck comes from taxpayers. Firefighters, policemen, tax collectors, bureaucrats, you add it all up. It could be to 1/2 or 3/4 of the entire population of any state, and the United States as a total does not produce wealth and does not pay taxes, off of which everybody else is living. How ironic it is that the people who receive tax money, like politicians in Washington, D.C., bureaucrats, etc., they make more money and they have more benefits than people who are in the middle class who are actually producing wealth. Well, let's take a little time for an advertisement right now, and we'll be right back with you.
Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away.
Folks, we interrupt our talk to tell you about the most important book in modern history for every Christian who wants to go to heaven. This is a book, a one and only book, that identifies the man, the present world leader, who is the beast of the book of Revelation. This is because this book has 2,000 years of reconstruction of Bible translation history, and this was necessary in order to rediscover the original mark of the beast that was in the first Bibles. This is lost information, folks. Why is this important to you? Because it identifies the man who is the beast of Revelation. And you know what the book of Revelation says: the people who follow this man are going to hell. You don't want to go to hell. You remember the parable of the sleeping virgins. Half of Christians will be asleep when Jesus returns, so they won't have eternal life. Those are very bad odds. You don't want to play the odds with your eternal life. So get this book. Go right now to www.lulu.com/Edward McKinney and get this book.
Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, never let it fade away.
Okay, folks, it looks like we have a call, and let's go to that call and see what's happening. Hopefully it's from California, or the state that has a lot of illegal labor in it. Hello?
Hello?
May I have your name and what state you're in?
Helga, California.
Oh, welcome back, Helga. We were hoping that you would phone in because you're a first-hand witness to things that are happening in California, plus you have information of what's happening on the ground level, ground zero. So I'm just going to let you go ahead and talk because you have a lot more information than the rest of us have. So please continue.
Well, what did you want me to talk about?
Well, talk about your experiences in California regarding illegal labor and maybe the social consequences and financial consequences of what's happening because of illegal labor.
Well, I can tell you this. A family of 4 people that are illegal aliens, they receive over $100,000 a year in benefits from the federal government. Yeah, from the federal government and the state.
Whew.
Yeah, so why work?
I know. Why work? Can you explain a little bit more of this?
Well, yeah, they have what they call Section 8 housing. Then these illegals they get on the Section 8 housing, where since they haven't any money, they pay they really pay nothing for their housing.
Wow, they're living for free?
Well, they pay $1.
Oh. $1?
$1 a month. They're put in regular middle-class neighborhoods.
They're not put in slums, they're put in beautiful homes?
No, the state won't put them in a low-income area because it demoralizes the illegals.
Oh. Oh, that's incredible. I can hardly believe that, but who knows?
It's fact. Not only do they get their housing paid, they get the utility bills paid, and that includes the phone bill, so they can be yapping to Mexico every month.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And notice they all have a cell phone. That's paid also.
Whew. Unbelievable. Now, do you know people who are in this system?
Yes, I do. I have personal first-hand experience. In fact, I even have paperwork to show the fact.
Wow. No wonder California doesn't have any money.
They're giving it all to the illegals. And the illegals have a little stupid system going. In fact, the little system is so popular, it's spilled over into middle-class America now. The illegals come over here, no birth control, pop out a ton of children. The children are now U.S. citizens. They go and apply for their welfare, which they get. And by the way, according to each of the families that go down and sign up for the welfare, all of their children somehow have some kind of handicap. Amazing, isn't it? They're all handicapped. So they also get extra Social Security benefits. Did you get my drift here? It's called Social Security.
Oh, my goodness.
Raunchy illegal brats. Yeah, they get Social Security benefits. And some of them also get in-home care. Why? They see the kid little brat walking around. What does he need in-home care for?
Unbelievable. And maybe that's why the Social Security system doesn't have any money for old people.
Yeah, because it's all gone to the illegal immigrants. They take advantage of it. Now, like I say, it spilled over to Middle America. What happened was Middle America, you know, the nurse aides and the teachers' aides in the school, they started hearing about this little scam the illegals have. And all they have to do is say, oh, my child has attention deficit. I don't know of any kid that doesn't have attention deficit. It's called being a child. Well, they get Social Security because it's a handicap.
Oh, brother. So this whole system is a scam, huh? It's just being taken advantage of.
Oh, yeah, and I'll tell you how else this whole thing is taken advantage of. Let's say you have a little slutty woman of 18. She lives at home with her parents, but she has no morals, and she has 3 children by 3 different fathers, and she's only 18. Well, okay, now listen to this very carefully. She's considered a separate household from the parents. So the Social Security and welfare pay her rent. Now I ask you, if you're living at home with your parents, what's your rent? So the parents, let's say they have a mortgage payment of $500 a month. Well, they tell the welfare department, hey, her rent's $500 a month, plus the utilities. So, get this here. Social Security then pays the little slut and her two little wanker kids, 3 kids, housing, which supposedly goes to the parents because
Oh my goodness.
they're the property managers.
So the parents are collecting rent from the state for their pregnant teenage daughter.
Supposedly, but it goes to pay their mortgage down.
But you already said that they're only charged $1 a month on their mortgage.
I know, but the little brat pays the $1, but the state kicks in for the $499. Do you see?
Wow. Ay, ay, ay. Well, aren't there people who are protesting this in California?
No, because nobody knows the way the system works.
You mean it's all in secret?
Yes, all the people that work for the welfare department, they don't want to lose their jobs. So they're not going to come out and tell you, hey, guess what? This whole thing is a scam. I'll tell you one big giant scam. You know Octomom?
Yeah.
Well, she's the biggest scammer on welfare known to man. She's the perfect thing. Perfect deal. You know, she claimed she had a back ailment, so she couldn't go to school. So she got disability. So she got disability. What did she do with the disability? She went down and got herself a couple of new lips and 8 little brats.
Oh, my. My.
That's where your money's going.
So, no wonder California is going under. They're just throwing their money away.
Yeah, they're still throwing the money away at that stupid Octomom. You know, she's still getting, let me tell you, if I told you $500,000 a year in welfare benefits, you wouldn't believe me, but take it from me, it's $500,000 plus a year that she's getting from the state.
If you multiply her time all of the other women, then you may have hundreds of thousands of women who are pulling exactly the same scam.
That's why they never go to work. Why? The state pays them more not to work than it is to go to work.
Well, does California force people to get a job?
No, they don't force them to do anything. It's supposedly when your child is, I think, in preschool, you're supposed to try to get a part-time job. But all of a sudden, you know, these women come up with, oh, my aching back. I have bursitis. Oh, I can't see. I need new glasses. Oh, I need transportation. Now I need a car.
Wow. Is there a level playing field when people go out looking for jobs? Do wards of the state get special treatment?
Anyone who is on welfare gets the job first. And this is why. The state will pay half of the wages, and the employer then pays for the other half. So
goodness.
Yeah, why would the employer hire a regular person?
My.
Plus, they don't really have to hire these welfare recipients permanently. They just use them for a little bit and then toss them out and get another one.
Wow, so the employers are in on the scam too. They're working the system.
Oh, they're working. Yeah, they're working. That's why you see California has such a big population, and it's full of industry and business. They know the scam. And it is a scam.
You know, the way you're talking, it seems like the offices, the state offices and federal offices for social programs would take up most of the downtown area of all the cities.
Oh, they do. You'd be surprised. Now, not a lot of, well, I don't think anybody knows this, but in most large cities, you have the Social Security office that has the name on the building. Now, there are a lot of offices that have no names on buildings throughout town, and those are all government welfare offices. But they don't put the name on them because they don't want the regular people to realize just how much government has taken over.
Well, Helga, I'm trying to get a grasp on what you're saying here, but I'm putting myself in the position of a middle-class worker, and if I lose my job in a bad economy and go looking for a job, it sounds like I'm not going to find one.
Well, you're screwed.
It also sounds like if I have neighbors who are government wards, they're living the high life and having barbecues and all kinds of fun, and I'm a nervous wreck because I can't pay my bills. That's exactly it. Well, do you know anyone who is in that kind of a circumstance?
Yes, I do.
Well, tell us about those people.
They received no help. Well, they went searching for help through welfare, but since they weren't illegal and they actually, were capable of working and they wanted to work, they didn't get any benefits.
Well, I'll tell you what, Helga, maybe you could come back next week or call in every once in a while if we cover a subject like this. Are you still living in California?
Yeah, I'm still here, this godforsaken dump.
Well,
the smell of burritos are getting to me. The smell of the refried beans and the tortillas, I can't take it any longer. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to be living here.
No.
I got to get out.
Well, aren't a lot of people trying to get out of that state?
Yes, they are. And that's another thing. If you want me to go into that, the welfare system had a deal where they would move you out of the state. They moved them to Nevada and Utah in a moving van. They paid.
Yeah, but it seems like they would come right back to me.
No, they had to stay where they were because they got on the Nevada's welfare system. And so once you get in that system, you really have not much mobility.
Well, it seems like you're saying the people of Arizona are justified in what they're doing about illegals. They're just trying to stop the system. Well, Helga, it's been nice talking to you. I hope you call back in because you're a valuable source of information that we're not getting on the news. So thank you very much for providing your information because I don't know anyone else who's providing this kind of information. So hopefully you'll call back in. So good night, Helga.
Good night.